Crossing Canada by train opens up this vast country the way the first explorers and settlers saw it, along great rivers and around great lakes, across prairies and over mountains, from sea to sea to sea. Railways helped open and unite the country. Our journey continues through central Canada, from the citadel of Quebec to the nation's capital. From the glamour of Niagara Falls to the wilderness of Hudson Bay and on across the prairies. Historic routes carry you on via rail through the busy corridor along the St. Lawrence River to the lower Great Lakes, into the Canadian Shield on the Hudson Bay and the Ontario Northland, through rugged canyons and vast muskeg on the Algoma Central, and westward on the fabled transcontinental train, the Canadian.
Wait just a second, honey.
Our journey through central Canada begins as we arrive at Quebec City Station. It's one of the railway's architectural gems. It looks like a French Renaissance castle with its high-pitched copper roof and walls of granite and limestone. Canadian Pacific had popularized this style when it built the Chateau Frontenac, which dominates the heights of Cape Diamond and honors both English and French conquerors of Quebec. The Chateau was the first in a series of opulent hotels built by CP Railroads to promote tourism. From across the river, the Chateau Frontenac looms over Place Royale, the oldest part of Quebec City.
People don't realize this, but we share the name with Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is a French word that means a strait, a narrowing of a waterway. And Quebec is Algonquin, and it means exactly the same thing, a narrowing of a waterway. Actually, the narrowest point is from the bridges right down to the citadel. Whoever controlled Quebec City controlled the entrance to North America. We started off here as a French settlement from 1608 till 1759. Now in 1759, the British took over the area. And then we went under a British rule until 1867. The city of Quebec is the only walled-in city in North America. Inside the walls, it's basically French, because when the English took over the city, they helped the French rebuild the city the French way. The foundations were still there. But outside the walls, these were cornfields at the time. So the British built, but using their own influence in the architecture, a lot of Victorian style.
Architecture that inspires the sidewalk artists.
I like to paint in the city because there's a lot of interesting shapes, lots of interesting angles, planes, multicolored roofs.
Quebec's Summer Festival celebrates life and art in this vibrant city. There are more than 40 free shows every day. The city brims with buskers, and festival venues pop up everywhere, from cozy bars to cabarets. They are all within walking distance, so you can easily go concert hopping.
Ben moi, j'habite à l'île de la Réunion, n'est-ce pas?
René Lacaille came to Quebec City from Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean near Madagascar. René's music is influenced by Africa, as well as a mixture of the cultures on his island. Ambiance abounds. And just wandering the cobblestone lanes as horse-drawn carriages pass by makes you feel you've stepped back in time.
We have 2.5 miles of walls that surround the city, so anything within the wall of the city is historic old Quebec. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's protected. We have to keep our architecture exactly the way it was during the French and then the British regimes. All the old homes, the schools, the churches.
You could spend a whole day touring the churches alone, from Notre-Dame de Victoire in the lower town to chapels tucked away in side streets. And then there are the Plains of Abraham, where a 15-minute battle in 1759 shaped the history of Canada. Generals Wolfe and Montcalm fought to the death for possession of Quebec and the colony. Though the British won, the story goes that both leaders died happy.
Wolfe died happy because one of the last things he heard as he was carried back behind the line of fire was, "We have won." So he knew he was dying a hero. General Montcalm died happy also because he would never have to see his precious Quebec under the British domination.
Quebec City is surrounded by natural beauty, such as Montmorency Falls. It's a favorite summer spot, and the falls are nearly 30 meters higher than Niagara. Cross the bridge to Ile d'Orléans in the middle of the St. Lawrence River and be transported back in time, exploring the restored houses that reflect the island's roots.
A lot of them reminds about the French times, you know, because those houses have been restored as they used to look in those years. Normandy style and also Brittany style and French Canadian style, which is a derivation from that.
Ile d'Orléans is home to several vineyards.
You see the fruit there, that this is the black currants, and I may pick some of them. But you notice they're not ripe exactly, not right now. Maybe in a week or so, they're gonna be ready.
Bernard's award-winning cassis makes a popular island cocktail. And in the heat of La Forge à Picasso, wrought iron is crafted into these cool designs. Northeast of Quebec City, along the St. Lawrence, is the World Biosphere Reserve, Charlevoix. The town of Baie-Saint-Paul has long been a mecca for artists.
I think a lot of artists come here because we have wonderful mountains beside the St. Lawrence River. The light also is very spectacular, you know. We have the river, and we have all the time clouds, and the clouds make zebra light in the mountains, and that's wonderful to paint.
Lunch at one of the local brew pubs can also give you a chance to put your palate to work.
The second one you have there is a Belgian white beer. It has coriander seeds in it, and has also orange peel in it.
After the mostly cultivated coastline, the terrain inland between Baie-Saint-Paul and the Parc des Grands Jardins is rugged and known for black bears.
Here you are in the middle of nowhere. It's very important because we have the moose, black bear, bobcat. But you respect, it's very important for you, you respect the black bear, and the black bear respect you.
A 15-minute ferry ride across the Saguenay River takes you to Tadoussac, which for a few months of the year is home to whales from belugas to blues.
In front of Tadoussac, you have like a wall of sediment. And because of that, well, especially in this area, it's a special geology. You have meeting of three currents, and you have what we call from the current coming from the sea upwelling. So you have a lot of food at the surface, and whales come here in the St. Lawrence, especially for the alimentation. So they come here, they eat 20 hours by day, they get fat, they have only a few months between April to October, and after that they leave us.
Whales or no whales, there is always the historic Hotel Tadoussac. For a taste of the Charlevoix region, take the Route des Saveurs. It's a partnership between chefs and local farmers who grow an array of unusual and colorful vegetables that are then transformed into a feast for the eyes. Leaving Quebec City, Via Rail's busiest line carries us westwards to Montreal, the elegant and commercial heart of the province. Montreal flourishes with a predominantly French-speaking community that gives the city its distinctive cosmopolitan ambience. One of the highlights of this elegant city is Les Jardins Botaniques. Within the Japanese garden can be found an oasis of calm and a display of rare beauty. The bonsai in this collection have been preserved for many generations and vary in age from 25 to 350 years. Old Montreal may be all cobblestones and quaint laneways, but it also is home to ISci Centre, Quebec's first interactive science and entertainment complex.
We have 3 exhibition halls where you can do hands-on activities. Along with the 3 science interactive exhibitions, we have also a new interactive cinema, which is called Immersion. We are very proud of it because it's a new technology and it's Canadian. It's in a cinema, so you have 3 giant screens and you have 100 participants who decide the scenario of the movie. And people travel inside the human body, so you see exactly what is in your body, and at the same time you have to kill parasites. But you don't know how the movie will end because you vote, you make decisions, but the other 99% do the same thing, and it's the average which make the movie going into one direction or another one.
And there are still more amazing scenes on the giant screen of the 3D IMAX theater. The Via Rail's main corridor connects Montreal to the nation's capital, Ottawa. This is a city for all seasons, a city of culture and pageantry, a city that always has something special going on. February's Winterlude will certainly snap you out of those winter blues. The city on the Rideau Canal celebrates ice and snow with skating, sleigh rides, and an ice sculpture competition that attracts carvers from all over the world. Each spring, the Canadian Tulip Festival transforms the capital into a kaleidoscope of color. It all started with a gift of tulip bulbs from the Dutch royal family who sheltered in Ottawa during the Second World War. The tulips were a way of saying thanks. And in summer, Ottawa offers miles of bicycle paths and lots of locks for boaters on the Rideau Canal flowing right through town. On a hill overlooking the Ottawa River, the country's business is conducted inside the intriguing Gothic architecture of the Parliament buildings. By contrast, just across the river, in the city of Hull, in Quebec, these distinctive buildings are home to the Museum of Civilization, designed by architect Douglas Cardinal.
When he saw the site beside the great river, he felt very strongly that the building should look like the land looked after the last ice age, when the Great Sea was here, and then as the land began to rise, this form, this molding, this mounding would happen.
Autumn puts a colorful face on the Ottawa region, especially in the nearby Gatineau Hills. And one of the best ways to savor it is in a hot air balloon.
I like flying in the fall. I think it's the best time to fly because the air is a little more stable than in the summer. You get your thunderstorms and your warmer air in the summer. So the fall is nice. You get the colors and it's cooler out.
Gatineau Park, a playground set in wilderness, lies within sight of Ottawa's Parliament buildings. The park stretches some 50 kilometers into the Canadian Shield and contains historic sites like Kingsmere. This estate was a summer home of former Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King. He had these cloisters built as a sort of ruins. Some of the stones came from the original Canadian Parliament building destroyed by fire in 1916. Other stones came from London's House of Commons, bombed during the Second World War.
At Montreal, leave in a few moments. Votre attention, dernier appel. Le train.
Back on Via Rail, we head across eastern Ontario to Toronto. Toronto marks its spot on the Canadian skyline with dramatic architecture. Trendy shops. A sparkling waterfront. And a flood of festivals, from jazz in the beaches to Caribbean dancing on the islands. Toronto may be the